it up. I wake up. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this, wet, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up, I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this, wet, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10, roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Greetings. We are here, Ebony Sports Reporters. And we got Coach Julius Hall in the house. We got Coach Stud in the house. Coach Eric in the house. We got Stud in the house. And we got head coach, athletic director, Coach Isaac Farrell in the house. Right here out of Meta. We all here Ebony Sports Reporters. And so what we're going to do, we had the topics, but because we value the time of any of our guests, and we got Coach Isaac Farrell on here for something that's going on right now. And we are talking about what is the impact of the transfer portal. What's going on with the transfer portal? Coach Isaac Farrell, glad to have you back here, cuz, in the house. Again, from Georgia Southern University. But again, he right here, head coach, athletic director. What's up with the transfer portal?
Man, that transfer portal killing these kids. That's all I can tell you. I just got a phone today. One of them HBCUs, they offered one of my kids. I ain't heard from them in a while, so I can finally get in contact with them today. They said, Coach, we probably going to get them out the portal instead of signing one out of high school. And what the kids got to understand is, unless you are top-notch, that dude, that dude, they ain't messing with you because they can go get them out the portal. My thing is, like I tell some of mine, you might end up having to go JUCO and then get some college film and then transfer to the Division I. But it's actually killing some of the JUCOs because when I talk to GMC and some of those guys, they're saying that the kids will go to these other schools and they're using those schools as JUCO. So they don't go to the JUCO anymore. So if you think about it, let's say I go to Savannah State, or if I go to a Tennessee Tech and you say, shoot, I think I'm better than this, I'm going into the portal and then try. So it's also killing those junior colleges also. It's a mess. I can tell you that. It's a bona fide mess. The cost of living, that the way that they pay the kids using that cost of living, people don't realize that a school, say like a Georgia Southern cost of living ain't $4,000. So you can go to Georgia's cost of living, maybe I think it's $35,000, $40,000. So it's a mess all the way around. And I talk to these college coaches every single day, and I don't see it getting it. But like I tell the college coaches, y'all created it. The coach created it from the standpoint of this. They change jobs every day, so don't fault the kid because we want to leave. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a mess. I don't know how they're gonna fix it.
Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regard to the transfer portal?
Well, my thing is this. We got it both ways. The transfer portal is good for those kids who want to transfer, who are on teams and not getting good playing time or have some type of issue with the school, so they enter the transfer portal and they can go to other schools. But it's good for those kids that are in college. They don't have to wait out their year and all. But it's bad for those high school stars that are going to the next level. So we got to weigh which one. How do we fix this problem, Coach? How do you fix it, Coach?
Because And you made a great point. The transfer portal is definitely good from the standpoint of, you made a great point. And I use Georgia because I know most of them. Georgia stockpiles athletes. They got quarterbacks that could go and start and play somewhere else. Right. So if I'm a quarterback at Georgia, you know how Georgia do. They're going to sign everyone they can sign. Everybody loves the Georgia Bulldogs. So they're going to sign that kid, and he going to come there, then he going to sit that bench for a little while. He's going to say, man, I ain't doing this no more. What's clogging that thing up is that kid that really ain't that good, that think he should be transferring, but need to sit his butt down somewhere. That's what's really, really clogging it up. I think they need to pay more attention to why is he transferring. Now, is it like you said, if I'm transferring because I don't like coach, come on now. You know, why you don't like the coach? Because he got on to you, held you accountable. You know, now if he abusing you or something, that's something different. But is he holding you accountable? Oh, I don't like this coach, so I'm out of here. You know, I'm transferring because I'm Vandergriff, Gunner, Stockton, and then they got another one, and I'm the number 4 quarterback. Shoot, I want to play before my 4 years up. You know, I'm transferring. I just think it's a mess. How do you tell what's what? No, none of these colleges want to develop high school kids. They don't want to develop the kid. They want me to develop the kid, but the college coach is the one going to make it the $1.5 million. You know, I think they need to work on recruiting these young kids and develop them, but colleges don't want to do that. They don't want to develop the kids.
And here it is right here. We have a situation again, and we see it particularly with regard to football and basketball that is being hit hard with regards to, even though they have the other areas too, but they're hitting them hard. You have high school athletes right here who are averaging basketball 27 points a game, 27 points a game. One of them averaging 30 points a game right here. But guess what? No offers. No major college offers. No major college offers that now you got places like Kennesaw State. That's what basically making offers to them. And people are saying, wait a minute, this kid, say prior to COVID, if he's doing 37 points a game, 27 points a game, they get major college offers. But right now, that's not even happening. And again, people are going to say, because of the transfer portal, just like you was throwing out there, Coach Cuzzo, that again, they're saying they don't have to develop them. And so now you have high school athletes, like Coach Julius Hall, now bam, it's like, it is busting at the seams with regards to this. And so some of them now not having an opportunity, as you say, tell them to go to JUCO route. Some of them now, almost who they view themselves being Division I players, are now mulling over, do they now go with regards to NAIA, or they go with regards to, Division II. So again, here go kids who normally would have been Division I players now because you got so much in the transfer portal. And so Coach Stud, what we're talking about the transfer portal, what's your thoughts on the transfer portal? We're having some conversation about that.
The transfer portal, my thoughts on it is like college free agency. And they tell these kids, a kid used to have to sit out a year once he transfer. With the transfer portal, he don't have to do that no more. It's the college version of the NFL free agency. That's my thought on the transfer portal. What you say, Coach Ack?
That's a good analogy. And I'm telling you what's been to happen. And I pulled this up to show y'all because I'm on the Georgia High School Football Coaches Association. It is about to hit. I'm looking at right now the Board of Trustees, the meeting for January the 11th. The number 4 discussion right now on this letter, the email I got today, discussion of name, image, and likeness issues in future GHSA events. And what they're going to do is couple with it, they're going to try to couple the Florida rule in there with it, which means this. A kid can start at, say if I started at Savannah High just to play basketball. At the end of the basketball season, I might want to go over to Windsor Forest and play football. And I can transfer over there and just play football and come back to Savannah High.
What?
So it is on the table right now. Right now. It's on the table. And I'm telling you, you probably can't see it. That's the minutes right there.
And you are hearing it on Ebony Sports Reporters. That's what we say, share, share, share. We always bring the breaking news. So go ahead, Coach.
It's on the table, the NIL for high school kids. Tennessee has already passed it. Tennessee passed it. You can get an NIL at the high school level in Tennessee. So now, I'm fixing to get it deep, how this stuff going to get deep in the high school. Go pull up Gainesville High School virtual athletic facility. $1.5 million they just spent on an indoor practice facility, 140 chairs. Their facility makes Savannah State look like bubblegum. The 140 seat Coliseum just for the football team. They built a lunchroom just for the football team. Their football players aren't going to school at Gainesville High. They're all virtual. They spend their day playing football and doing virtual work. Lowndes County High School just proposed to build $54 million athletic complex. Said it will be the state-of-the-art biggest one in the country. That's because they know this right here is about to go into effect. So what they're going to do is the schools that have going to get them top dogs. Them schools that don't, y'all going to be homecoming. Y'all going to be the homecoming parade. It's going to be the haves and the have-nots. And they setting it up like that. South Georgia, to me, Savannah has on the basketball. South Georgia, the football is slowly dwindling because we can't keep up with the North Georgia, the money that they're spending. Little old Claxton High School got turf fields, jumbotrons, LED lights. It looked like a kid can leave one of these schools and go to a Savannah State. He's gonna be bored because it's gonna be like, man, I had a better when I was in high school. But people know that this coming down from the top, and it's all of this is because of the transfer portal. The transfer portal is spreading out that much. If that NIL thing passed, now it may, you always hear, oh, it ain't gonna happen. Okay. Then when it happened, everybody looking crazy. It happened in Tennessee and I snuck up on them coaches. Man, I'm done. I'm gonna tell you, no, I'm done. I mean, I can't compete at Tappan County High if a kid say, hey, I'm going over to Appleton County, who just put a new turf, spent $1 million on a new field house and all the state of the art just for their kid. I had a kid transfer yesterday to Appleton. He felt like he had a better opportunity over there.
Oh, really?
He transferred. They transferred in high school left and right.
But the state of Georgia, don't you have to live in the district?
Child, come on.
They're putting people in jail for that. Parents.
Let me tell you what GHSA will do. They'll take a school like Savannah High and throw them under the bus. Why are they gonna throw Savannah High under the bus for transferring? Because ain't nobody gonna make no big for it. I bet you they don't mess with Buford High or Gainesville or Lowndes. Mess with one of them and see how. I tell you even better. I get even closer to you. Go mess with Benedictine since you so go mess with one of them. But they'll come mess with me because they know I'm a little old pulled up Tappan County. Oh, coach, you doing this, that, and third, or Savannah High because they know ain't nobody gonna make no big fuss about it. Nah, let them over there. Let them mess with one of them big dogs.
Like Kansas.
Yeah. Go there, mess with Danny. Me and Danny play ball together. I talk to Danny all the time. Go mess with Danny. Let's see how it goes. See one of them congressmen from Benedictine go bust your head.
And this is contributing to, again, and we're looking at some things that right now, and I think a lot of people don't even think about it. And I shared this with some coaches this weekend. I said that to me, the transfer portal is scarier than what many people even imagine. And that, again, we're looking at high school athletes not having the opportunity that they once had. And so it's going to take a while, and that we have to say, what will it do? What will need to happen for this to end? And then especially you start talking about NIL stuff, and you're looking at, again, people being able to transfer, because again, I'll just share this with y'all. What will happen that you have a number of people from Woodville Tompkins who want to play football, they're going to come play at HBJ. Then when basketball comes, they're going to go back over to Woodville Tompkins, Coach Julius Hall. I'm just saying, Coach Julius Hall. And then what happened? Then they want to come out of Florida, come from Reball High, and then they want to come up here. So again, that we opening up the door, and that people, like I say, a lot of people not understanding the magnitude of all this right here. We looked at and saw the championship this weekend. We saw it 2 weeks ago. We saw the games, and I'm like saying people not realize. And now in college basketball, you're now witnessing it. Even there, here you go. You got Kentucky and Duke being beaten. Why is that? Because they get people out the transfer portal, and again, folks being lazy, they don't have to do anything.
That's it. They don't want to develop kids. They don't want to develop a kid who they recruited, and he might not be quite ready. And you know how back in the day when I came up at Georgia Southern, all right, coach, you ain't ready, so we're gonna redshirt you.
Exactly.
He ain't redshirted no more.
No more red shirt now.
Ain't no more redshirt.
Yeah. Coach Ack, I didn't know that Georgia, the state of Florida, had went to that. You'll have a coach coaching at Reigns, but his home school is Riverside High. Now, when I was in high school, the rivalry was so big, it would have been a conflict. But they stripped the coaches in them. Then they went to the players. But if a player is in the Duval County public school system, he can play for one of our private schools, like your Trinities, your Bowls, and things of that nature there. But I'm glad y'all invited me on the show. I really see what's going on now. You just shedded a big light. And when you spoke about the Gainesville, I'm going to Google it and look it up. But we got a school here in Florida named IMG.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you said that, I'm sure y'all have heard about that school there. Their facilities is unbelievable. Now, you talking about a facility, visit that one down there. And what all they'd have is 4- and 5-star recruits. Because they offer them boys, and just like you say, these kids is homeschool. All they thinking about is playing football. That's now they just want to win at all costs. They're not thinking about the educational part of it for a student now. It's just win. Don't worry about it. Homeschool, get in that gym, get on that track. I see what you're saying now. And they got something really to deal with him.
They're not teaching them anything, but like you just said, especially it's that book called $1 Million Slave. That thing done slide right on down. It's coming right down. So now, and it's us, we're the ones gonna get punished. I promise. Exactly. Because what's gonna happen is, take like Stetson Bennett. You realize that Stetson Bennett and Lamar Jackson the same age?
Yes.
He been at Georgia that long.
Yes.
So now a kid can sit there.
This is second stunt. This is second stunt.
So now he gonna make but can you imagine? I know for a fact his NIL, because one of his NILs is right across the street from my high school, Shubin Farm. So I know he got plenty of money. NFL, he ain't gonna make it NFL. Man, Stetson ain't worried about no NFL. He don't make money.
Oh, they're gonna draft Stetson in the NFL. Yeah. He's definitely going.
He going. Ain't gonna be no good, but he going. Yeah. But he just who he is. They love the story.
That's right.
You know, I was at Georgia. I went to JUCO. I came back to Georgia. I sat the bench. They love that blindside story. That's what I call it. It's a blindside story.
Yeah, it's a great story. They're gonna make him be successful.
They're gonna make him be successful. Yeah.
Watch.
So and the coach, and one of the things I share with coaches, that was Coach E, Coach Julius, Coach Ike. What I share with folks, I say, you have grown men playing 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
You got grown men, you got 25, 26-year-olds playing 18, 19-year-olds. That's why I tell you, I say, that's the frightening part, that they are grown men. I think that you have one player that even 29 years old, and that, again, they're playing teenagers.
No, you got one player, Jamal, 55 years old, playing on a team up north. 55 years old. He was on TV the other day. He made the college team. 55 years old.
And playing 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and that is frightening. That's something to think about. And so now I'm gonna tell you, Isaac, when you said this, and now going to you, Coach E, something that you said, with regards to Lowndes and what they're essentially doing, they are trying to be the Georgia version of IMG.
That's it.
That's what that's about, being the Georgia version of IMG. So again, because now you have people leaving from Georgia, because we've had folks leave from Savannah to go to IMG. They've gone there, and that's for football and basketball. Now, the other sports, I don't know if any have left, but I know folks that left from here. And so now, as opposed to now going to Florida, you not have them still in Georgia. So you have them down in Laos, you have them up in North Georgia. So this right here, and I don't think, I'm saying to the parents out there, I don't think y'all understand the magnitude of what is going on right now and what's going to be happening.
Yeah, you know, what is it? St. Francis is a private school up in Atlanta. 10 of them cats said they would transfer 10 D1s, 5-stars, said they're going to transfer to Gainesville at the end of this year.
So
who can play with that? Who can play? I can't play with that. And my people, Coach, you know, my superintendent said, Coach, we love you, we appreciate your winning. As long as we stay competitive, we good. So that she knows.
Right.
We can compete. Because she already said, I'm not spending that kind of money. Nah. If I come out here and go, hey, some of that cheese that they paying these boys, I'm going to be in the transfer portal.
The coaches going to the transfer portal.
Oh, they're going in the transfer portal.
It sure is. We lost 2 of them from right here. Went right across Georgia. And they won a couple of state championships. One of them name was DeJuan Wiley and Walden Coffee. They went over to Georgia. Say Georgia was paying more.
Oh, you're talking about Welton Coffee?
Yeah, Weldon Coffee. Yes, from out of Rains High School. William was right there.
Yeah, Welton, good friend.
Okay, yes, he left, and then DeJuan Wiley followed right behind him.
And y'all finna lose. Let me see what his name. At Grayson High School, y'all finna lose another. What?
Yep.
Because see, you can come to Georgia. Now, I can tell you a lot. I pay you for a coach in Georgia. I mean, a high school football coach in Georgia make good money. He gonna make way more money than in Florida.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
So you ain't gonna make no money in Florida.
Right.
Yeah. Even at Savannah State, I mean, it's just the head coach at the new school at Lowndes County, which I know Adam Carter. I think he 150, a brand new truck, and don't teach no class. High school now.
No, that's high school, and don't even have to teach a class.
Coach,
I don't see how they can do that.
Oh man, a school system can do what they want to do now. I understand that. They do what they want to do and who they do it for. They can do it now. Oh yeah, it's all about how you that pencil and that pen is a mighty thing.
It sure is. See what they're doing now, Brandon. I got a student going here at this school and playing sports at another school. That was unheard of when I was in school. A coach couldn't even coach at another facility. It was right there.
It's a mess. It's the haves and the have-nots, and I'm just trying to. My kids, what I like about Tattler County, we so far out in the country.
Right.
Yeah. Kids don't leave or go anywhere. The metro schools, like in Atlanta, Savannah, them schools, I don't like this over here. I'm out of here. You know, like I said, I think I had that conversation. But when I took that job at Wednesday Forest, half the team left and went to Islands. Ain't nobody said a word until Dr. Ann Levette said, oh, GHS say spanking on the hand. Then she started spanking us on the hand. But half of them went to Islands, the other half went to Jenkins, and Jenkins went to the semifinal. So it is what it is.
Who went to the semifinal?
We do not appreciate slander, defamation. We don't do that on Ebony Sports Reporters. You don't say that. You can talk about Alice, Savannah High, Woodsville, Tompkins, Johnson, Rose, New Hampstead, Beach. But you can't talk about Jenkins. We don't do stuff like that at Jenkins. We provide the book.
Huh? Jenkins got the best facilities in Savannah now.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Y'all ain't half stepping over there either.
We did not influence anyone to come to Jenkins. Understand that. I won't Coach E now to get the wrong idea about us, because Coach Julius Hall gonna try to influence some things. We don't need to have that going on. We don't need to have that. We do it right at HBJ. So when GHSA came to us, we were able to provide a binder as to how all the athletes came to our football team when we won our championship. So I just got to put that out there. So,
hey, I'm gonna tell you how one of them went to GHSA. I'll make y'all laugh. And one of them who went to GHSA and appealed it, they had to help her into the building. She was old crutches, saying she needed help. Then once she got appealed, I got her on camera the next week on the trampoline. I hear you, HB.
That was Jenkins where I was last Thursday when I was in Savannah, correct?
Yeah.
I was at Jenkins then.
Yes, sir. Yes, you were.
Yes, I can see what Coach Ag's saying now. That was a nice facility.
They just built that school.
That was a nice facility. I wanted to go to touring it. I had to stop myself at the bathroom. I did look in their showcase.
Hey,
you know, I get up in them nice facilities. I like to
look around.
Yeah. But I don't
go look at Wizard Forest facility. Hey, go look at Jenkins and go look at Wizard Forest facility. You think you went to the bathroom?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was at over there at Wizard Forest, over there on the south side on Largo, Nightmare on Largo. That's what it was.
Boy.
The opinion of Coach Isaac Farrell is merely the opinion of Coach Isaac Farrell, not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. Just let everybody, I don't need my Wizard Forest family coming at me. I just let y'all know that. That's him. That's Isaac saying that. So,
hey, they know. I'm repeating what y'all all said y'all want to say. I don't work that no more. So Coach, again, we're going to not go into some other topic. If you want to stay on with us, that is good. That is fine. And so, but if you got to go off, that's great too. But any part of worse, if you got to get off. But then again, if we're going to move into some other topics, whatever you want to roll with us, or hey,
you know,
I can stay right. You know your cousin, she ain't him, so I'm good.
Because see that's what I'm saying. See, because I wasn't trying to cause no family problem. I'll be like, she'd be saying stuff. She'd be just like Julius Hall. Claude know better than that. See, I need none of that right now. I need none of that. So the first topic throwing out there is Darvin Hamlin. What's your thoughts with regards to that? Because you got Rex Ryan crying, you got Josh Allen, saying, hey, T. Higgins is not at fault, and people are now looking at what's the deal, what's going on. And so, Coach E, what's your thoughts with regards to the situation going Damar Hamlin?
That was a situation there. I saw that it happens maybe 30 times a year, and it mainly happens with children. That was a situation we may not see for another 10 years. He just made a tackle, and unfortunately, it was just the wrong hit to the wrong spot of that heart, But thank God the young man is back healthy. He's back home now, Red, and we're going to have to move forward, because this is the game of football now. Things gonna happen, Unfortunately, that happened, but we have to move on and thank God that he's healthy.
All right, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts? Well, you got Rex Ryan. Rex was moved.
Football has gotten, in our eyesight, softer. You can't hit people no more. Football used to be, I just hate the part where they talk about football being so violent, but then they got hockey guys knocking each other's teeth out every night. Every single night. They got weapons that they use with the hockey sticks. They knocking each other. You see their mouths bleeding every night, but nobody's saying anything. It's okay for hockey, but it's bad for basketball and football. It's even almost all right for baseball because we're not in it. But it's just crazy. I'm glad that he recovered. I don't know whether he'll play again. He should be allowed to. If he doesn't have a heart problem, he should be allowed to play again. It's just that, he experienced that. And like Coach Eric said, it's a once in a lifetime thing. Every 10, 15 years, something like that might happen. Because you can box somebody, literally just box them in the chest on the street. If you box them at the right time, when their heart is at the right, in between that pulse, you could kill them with one blow. So it's just so happened, that happened at that freakish time. That was a freakish event. And we probably, like you said, never see it again in our lifetime. Yeah. Hopefully we won't.
All right.
That's basically what a cardiologist here in Jacksonville said. It just hit that right time as the heart was going into his beat and put him and sent him into cardiac arrest. That's what a cardiologist right here at Cincinnati St. Vincent said.
And so, Coach, what's your thoughts with regards to Damar Hamlin? What's your opinion with regards to, because again, Rex Ryan's crying, Josh Allen feeling it. What's your thoughts with regards to all that?
I mean, it's like you said, he got hit at the right time. Man, I lost it. He got hit at the right time. That's just one of them things. He just got hit at the right time. I mean, right. You can't prevent that. I don't know how you prevent that. I really don't. I mean, he got the shoulder pads on. He got everything. And,
yeah.
That's like going down the road and getting hit. I mean, he didn't wake up and do anything to cause himself that he wanted to do it.
Yeah. Even with Coach Ike, even with, you see how light. Well, one of them was kind of vicious, but how light Tua hit was.
Yeah.
And it sent him in the concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a light hit. The two of them. One of them was kind of bad because that guy should have been flagged for that violent hit because he slung him down like a rag doll. And that lineman should have been penalized for that.
Okay. And so we are going to go to a break. Are we going to a break, Mr. Producer?
Yes. Whenever you tell me to, that's when we go. We don't do anything.
We'll go to a break because we're going to come into the NFL playoff, the second season, and now about to start the NFL. So I was going to say, because I knew, like in 2 minutes, you're going to probably send a message saying that we need to do a break. And I won't do that in the midst of, so this is a good segue. We're going to take the break. Then we're going to go and come back and deal with the NFL playoffs.
We'll be right back.
Start another commercial and then
I didn't end it. It's something wrong with StreamYard. I did not end that.
I was just about to pop my bottle for my water. I was like,
I did not end that. I promise you. I was looking at the screen and it ended for some reason, and I'm gonna have to blame that on StreamYard. I was running the second commercial because they were still away from their seats, and all of a sudden it ended prematurely. I don't know what happened, but it was not anything. I wasn't touching anything. I don't know what's wrong with this screen with StreamYard lately. They had it up that you was on for 2 hours the other night, and you was only on 40 minutes.
Okay.
It's something wrong with them. But anyway,
we're gonna move into our next topic. But before the next topic, just to throw, my mama sent a message. My mama said, "Why do they like to cheat at Georgia Southern why they like to cheat at Tompkins and why they like to cheat down in Duval. That's what my mom asked. She wanted to know why they like to cheat. And she said Tatnall like to cheat too. That's what my mama said. My mama said that. I think what y'all know. That's what my mama said. No, it wasn't me. My mama said that. Okay. So we get questions that come in. Just let y'all know that. But
do you have any proof of this cheat?
Yeah.
So, Mama, you heard what Julius Hall said. Do you have proof of it, Mama? It's not me. It's Julius Hall saying that. So don't call me up and nothing like that.
If she has proof of cheating, then she needs to come forward so we can take it to the Georgia High School Association.
Let me elaborate on Duval County. Football is the biggest sport in Duval County. And the stakes get real high, so I don't disagree with your mom. I'm sure there's some of that going on, you know. But they want to win by any means. See, they got a child going to this school and playing football at another school. That was unheard of when I was in school. To me, it would cause a conflict because before the pep rally, I don't mean to go too far into this, we'd be so hyped up. Especially you're talking about our reigns of Reebok, you know, oh man, that could create a conflict. And nowadays, almost a physical altercation, you know. Anyway, we'll move on to the NFL playoffs.
All right. So, yes, we now come to the second season in the house. So, Coach, what's your thoughts with regards to the second season?
Man, let me tell you something. My team, they need to take all their money. You know, I'm a Cowboy fan. They need to take all of that money, take all of Zeke money, and distribute it to somebody else. Them boys don't even want to play in the second half of the season. I don't know. I don't know.
And you a Cowboy fan?
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you what I thought of the Cowboy. Hey, I love the Cowboy, man. I've been with the Cowboys forever. I went down there and watched them play Jaguars. First time seen them in Duval Stadium. You know, man, they went out there and got beat. Man, I was so mad.
And led the game by 14 points on 2 separate occasions throughout the game.
I started to go down there and tell Zeke give my $204 back.
We got somebody asking for their money back. I don't know whether Jamal gonna get to it tonight, but we got somebody asking for their money back. Huh?
We'll be moving along. So, Coach E, what's your thoughts with regards to the second season? Got 12 playoff teams. What's going on? What's your thought? What are your thoughts with regards from the NFC to AFC?
Well, the AFC, we got our number 1 seed, the Kansas City Chiefs. The NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. I like the matchups. I really do. I think the Jaguars, not because it's Duval, I think they will get by the Chargers. I think it ends next week in Kansas City for them. I don't like the secondary. They're getting a little better, but teams that pass happy, I believe, can put up a lot of points on the Jaguars. So I see them getting by the Chargers and next week stumbling in Kansas City.
But they got to play Kansas City and Atlanta, right?
No, we going to Kansas City.
They go to Kansas City.
They go to Kansas City.
What was that game that they have to play in Atlanta?
Coach Julius Hall, I was going to ask you the question. If you just give me a chance to get to you, I was going to ask you the question.
Yeah, he asked me about
that today. See his school number 4 on that ticker down there?
I would think that would be Kansas City and Cincinnati if they both go to the AFC Championship. I mean, Cincinnati and Buffalo, because they didn't finish the game. That's what my take would be on that one now.
So I was going to say, Coach Julius Hall, are you going to be in Atlanta, Coach Julius Hall, if a certain AFC Championship scenario happens? Are you going to be there? What's your thoughts with regard to the playoffs, Coach Julius Hall, in the NFC and the AFC? Are you going to be in Atlanta? You think you're going to be in Atlanta?
Yes. If my team is there, I'm going to be there. And it wasn't. I told you, Coach Eric. It was some other team. It wasn't Cincinnati and Buffalo. It was Kansas. No, it was Kansas City, and somebody else would have to play in Atlanta for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's Kansas City and Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kansas City and Buffalo.
Yeah. So you think Kansas City gonna make it?
Of course, Kansas City gonna make it. Look, listen. you got Kansas City. It's 14 teams in the playoffs. It ain't 12. It's 14. There's 12 playing this weekend, but there's 14 teams all together. Because Philly and Kansas City got the buys. Now, you can look for it being San Francisco and Kansas City playing for the championship. Now, I would like my Jaguars to go, but I don't think they're ready right now to go there right now.
I'm trying to figure something out. Coach Julius Hall, you have said on Ebony Sports Reporters, your teams are Kansas City. Why you holding your head? Kansas. You said Kansas City and New Orleans. Now all of a sudden in 2023, you done jumped on, the bandwagon of the Jaguars. So I'm trying to figure this out. So what? Oh, you just jumped ship. Whatever it can be. That's what you're going to do. Okay.
You know that my team is Baltimore, San Francisco, Kansas City, and New Orleans. Those are my 4 teams. But if a team is within 4 hours from my house, then I get to claim them too, which is Atlanta Falcons, Charlotte, Carolina Panthers, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those 3 teams I get to claim. So now, if y'all want to limit yourself on teams, and Coach Ike want to just have the Dallas Cowboys and suffer like that for the last 25 years, and he just in all that pain and suffering, and all you getting is some good-looking outfits, then y'all go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna be able to change my gear all the time. See what this say right here? I am a champ.
They ain't 4 hours away, but I claim them.
All right, we will roll with that. We now go to Seattle. Why y'all do Russell like that? We want to know why y'all do Russell like that, Coach Julius Hall. Why do y'all do Russell like that, Coach Julius Hall?
Do Russell like what? Hey, go the man right here. This is the guy right here. That's the guy. That's the guy that took them there. Russell, he want to fumble the ball, and every time he do something, Russell fumble the ball. Russell listening to Pete Carroll out in Seattle. Now Gino call his own plays. Gino said, "Damn, what Pete's sitting in." I'm gonna call my own play. Gino said, "That ain't gonna work." Pete can't even get mad with it. Gino said he saw something else, and it worked. So hey, Russell Wilson, he can't go nowhere and win. Where I think Russell will be a good fit at? Same place I think Aaron Rodgers will be a good fit at. Atlanta Falcons. That's my take.
All right. So, Coach Ike, what's your thoughts with regards to Russell's situation, Gino's situation, Seattle going forward, Denver stalling?
I think Russell got something going on. It seems like he killing team chemistry. Then every time I watch a film, they got some team chemistry issues going on. So you never can tell about them cats what's going on behind the scenes. So, where there's smoke is fire. That's why they got rid of him in Seattle. And they were thinking that he was causing the issues there. But now you go to Denver, and we having the same issue. So somebody might have been right.
Okay. Coach E, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts with regards to what we've not seen with the mean green machine out there in Seattle and the lowly orange brigade that's over there? Tony Mitchell, we sorry to talk about him like that. Tony Mitchell, your Denver Broncos.
As to the Russell Wilson situation?
Yes, sir. And, and with regard to Seattle being successful. Yes, sir.
Geno Smith just clearly outplayed him and made him become indispensable there. Most definitely. They went with youth and went with the one that's playing the better. Just like Coach Ike said, there's something going on with him. Russell Wilson used to be that elusive type, and he just doing some things now that just un-Russell Wilson character. Yep. Most definitely, but the Jaguars, I don't want to get back on them. They had a running back by the name of James Robinson that they dealt to the Jets. And everybody was saying, what are they doing? But he haven't played, period, for the Jets. Maybe they know something we didn't know. Maybe he got an injury that's maybe career threatened, I hated that they moved him. I felt he was that running back that can get that tough yard or 2 yards in between the tackles when the Jaguars need him. I don't think Travis Etienne is that kind of back. And he's very clumsy, and the ball might just come out his hand while he's running, you know. But if you give him a crease, he's going to take it the distance, though. But anyway, back to Seattle, though. I think they won and done. Against the 49ers.
Okay.
49ers got a rookie quarterback out there. This guy is what I talk about it when we get to them. Okay. Yeah.
So we now roll to this. Stephen A. Smith has said that the Texans, no black coaches should interview or do anything with the Texans. So, Coach E, what's your thoughts on that? You're like, no, black coaches should stay away, ignore the Rooney Rule, stay away. What's your thoughts with regards to that? Black coaches and the Texans.
Okay, let's look at Lovie Smith. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had him. The team just didn't win there. He went to Illinois for a little while. Didn't really have a winning record there. He went to the Texans. Now, is it just Lovie Smith is just not a good coach? Sometimes we have to look at it for face value. Now, he may just not be a good coach. Look at the Steelers coach that had only one losing season, and they talking about they want him out of there. They got to be crazy up there in Pittsburgh.
And Lovie went to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. Now,
You're saying that one time, but that's not sufficient.
Exactly. These teams and the way these ticket sales is now, they want a team to win consistent, and if not, you're gonna get on the chopping block, man. Coach Ack is in there. He sees it all the time.
Yeah, I think, especially for an African American black coach, I'm an African American black coach. My biggest thing is, do we get the same resources that they're getting to be successful? And it's like I tell people, I don't mind if you fire me, if you supply me with all the resources, you gave me everything that I need
to be successful.
Be successful, and you call me in and say, Coach, we're going a different direction. Hey, Coach, ain't nothing I can say. But when you say, all right, Coach, we want you to win, but you got to win with this Volkswagen right now. All right. So if you can't win with the Volkswagen, then we ain't gonna move. So then when you win with the Volkswagen, all right, we're gonna change the tires on the Volkswagen. We ain't gonna never give you the Lamborghini. So that's what I'm saying. That's where I think it's not fair, or the playing field is not. We're not on the same playing field. That's like Dion. That's why I'm Colorado. I hope he whoop everybody from this side of the country to the other side, because he playing in their backyard. And he playing with the same toys they playing with. So now let's see how we gonna roll now. So now we done gave the brother the same gun. The rabbit got the gun now. So let's see how this thing unfolds. So I think, to me, as far as Texas, if Texas wants to just interview a black coach, because I done been on the interview where we interviewed one, and that's garbage. But if you're gonna be serious about it, hire him, give him the resources, hey, this is the money, this is the cap, then let's be serious about it. Stephen A. Smith, what if Stephen A. Smith wanted to go interview for another? Hey, you stay away from that broadcast booth over there. Don't go over there, but you really want to go over there. So, he needs to be careful.
All right, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to the Texans, Lovie Smith, and any other black folks? Because they already did David wrong, and now they've done Lovie wrong. So should black coaches even interview for the Texans job?
Well, it's obvious that they're not going to hire another black coach. That's why they did what they did. If you're a black coach, you're expected to win immediately. If you're anybody else, you got at least 3 years. And if you're a name brand, then it don't matter. They're going to swap you around team to team anyway. Look how long these coaches with losing records have been swapped to team since we were kids. They never went anywhere. They give them a chance to be successful, and they don't give us a chance to be successful because It's either you win now or you out.
Mhm.
And I don't blame. I mean, I don't. What Stephen A. Smith said, I agree with him to a certain extent. But if the job is open and they want to give it to you, then fine. If they paying for you to come out there and interview, take the interview. They paying for everything, so go ahead and take it.
Stephen A. Smith say no black coach. That thing ain't heard of Texas. They don't care if y'all don't interview for this job.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you're doing them a favor. What they did?
Exactly.
You're doing them a favor by saying that we're not going to interview for it. So then they're like, "Oh, that's good. I ain't got to worry about it.
We ain't got to consider you now.
We ain't got to consider."
And so it was wonderful. We're now going to have somebody else who needs some consideration. And this is the hero for Coach Julius Hall, Aaron Rodgers. What's going on with Aaron? What's his future? Coach Julius Hall, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron, my hero? No,
Yeah.
I think that's Coach Eric's old team. That's his old team. He used to love the Green Bay Packers because one of his best friends in the world played cornerback. Leroy Butler played for the Green Bay. And they grew up together. That's his childhood friend. I didn't like Green Bay because he used to get on my nerve with Green Bay. So I didn't like Green Bay. So Aaron Rodgers probably end up where he should end up is if he wanted to really just make something, going on to Atlanta. You know, I'm trying to get teams. I'm trying to get some players there in Atlanta. You know, they within my 4 miles. At 4 hours, remember? You know, so I'm trying to get so I'll be able to go and sit there. My daughter got those PLS seats or whatever. I can go there and get a seat if they get the right players in there. But Aaron Rodgers washed up. He couldn't win this last game. They want to blame it on the boy that had the penalty, and they was already in the red zone. They was going to score any darn way. You can't blame it on them. Blame it on Aaron Rodgers not putting enough points on the board. Blame it on that defense for not being able to stop those people. So, you know, getting the blame to the wrong person for Aaron Rodgers end up in Atlanta. Enough said.
Okay. And Coach E, what's your thoughts with regards to Aaron Rodgers? What's next for him? Staying there on the tundra, the frozen tundra, or will he be going some other place next season?
I'm a big Packers fan. That's my NFC team, as Coach Hall told you. It's time to move on from him now. Let's bring Jordan Love in. He made 3 picks. I think 1 was nullified. 2 was nullified by a penalty. Just didn't have an arm scrimp, just hanging the ball out there. Just age just didn't call him, you know. It's
Interesting.
time to move on from him now.
Interesting. All right. Coach Ike, what's your thoughts when you look at Aaron Rodgers? What's next for him? What's on the horizon for Aaron Rodgers?
Like Coach E, it come a time where it's time to pack it up. I mean, especially when the game is starting to pack. That's like Tom Brady, and I think Tom Brady, it's enough. I mean, you're not fast enough to get out the pocket. You can't. The only thing that's saving you is the referee. If somebody breathes on you, they're gonna throw a flag. So that's like, dude, just go home, watch the game, be a commentator, like the rest of them, and enjoy the rest of your life while you can still walk and chew bubblegum.
That's right.
Okay. We now come to this one right here. Not that I had to do it. We just have to be fair. Had to bring this topic into it, but in such a way like this. Well, what has been said that Stephen A. Smith also went and indicated that there needs to be a refund for the championship that was on Monday. That it should be. Boy. Okay. Thank you.
That was God.
Oh,
we hadn't seen him in a while. He's back.
Ooh, okay.
God did.
Okay.
God, you did that. God did that. God did that. God shined his light on the bulldog. God.
I'm gonna tell you who shot that light on that committee who need to be shot. Who put TCU in? That's who need to be shot.
Stephen A. Smith ain't want his money back.
So, Coach Ike, give us your thoughts with regards to this championship that was played. That Stephen A. Smith said, "Give the money back, refund the money to everybody." What's your thoughts with regards to what happened?
And I'm gonna give it to Georgia. Georgia's a good football team. I say you're gonna have a hard time. Any SEC football, you play any SEC school outside the SEC, gonna have a hard time with an SEC school. Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Mississippi State, all of them would have did the same thing to TCU. TCU was some little boy playing with and that's all it is. And it got bad. And I think what really happened when Georgia and bad, did you see where one of the defensive linemen went to the concession stand and got some chicken wings and brought the chicken wings back to the sideline, and the defense was in the back there eating chicken wings during the game? Yeah. Yeah. So the NCAA got mad, and I heard, now this is through the grapevine, that they kind of told Curry that, hey man, back off a little bit. But they got pictures of the boy going to the concession stand, getting a plate of chicken wing, and the D-line sitting back there on the bench eating chicken wing and drinking power. And that's why they saying that was embarrassing. But
they were hungry. The frogs weren't tasting good, so
they
wanted to get some wings.
They were bad. That setup he had was so bad, the whole nine. But you know something that was amazing? Look who on Georgia's team who made all the plays on offense. Think about it. Bowers, McConkey, and Stetson, and who's the other? Bowers, McConkey. There was one of them.
I thought I was the only one watching that and saying,
you saw that?
This team is letting. It was like BC beating up on us when we were young.
Usually, you see the brothers play. That's who was making the plays at Georgia.
Yeah, I was impressed that they were able to do that to those boys. You know, but that offensive line was so dominant that they blew them off the line. I told him, Coach Eric, I said, listen, we thought it was going to be a good game. We thought that Georgia could not beat them by 19. You know,
I knew Georgia would win. I'm like you. I said, all right, Georgia will win, but it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. We probably going to be in it. It's going to be a little tight. Man, when that thing went 24-7 in the first,
it's over.
It's over. It's a wrap.
When they went to blowing them off the line, the way they were blowing them off, you can't stop a team when you blowing their offensive line, their defensive line out of your way. You can't stop. That team could not lose. There's nothing that can happen to make that team lose if your offensive line is blowing their defensive line off the field. That's like we did Jamal them back in the day.
So Coach E, what's your thoughts with the Guardians? Because the two of them just gonna go on about this stuff. But go ahead. What's your thoughts, Coach E?
Total domination by the SEC. I should have actually seen that coming though. It just totally two different conferences, man. TCU really shouldn't even been there. I'd have liked to saw them put a 2-loss Alabama back in there, even Ohio State, to be honest. But they got to do something with that. I'm hopeful that this will not let the committee put a team like that in there no more. I don't care what the coach say or what they say, we won, we should be here. It was just embarrassing, man. I love football. I don't think I ever saw bad football. I didn't even watch none of the second half.
I'm done.
I mean, it was just total domination, man.
I ask a question, Jamal?
Huh?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
How did that team beat Michigan, though? That's the $1 million question.
Michigan pretty bad.
And they had athletes. TCU got athletes out of the portal also. When going back to the very point in the very beginning, you're talking about not wanting to basically have to develop them. Other people developed them, and so that's what it was. So, but you asked the question, how did they beat Michigan? What went on? What brought that about?
And Coach Ike said
they played a bad game. Because I think Michigan was better than TCU.
Yes.
So that's why when they got to go to the 12-game playoff, they're going to have to do it so that they can disseminate some of these people like TCU to get put out.
Exactly.
And I think George Southern would have gave TCU a run for the money.
Okay.
TCU going to be back and punish y'all next time. They got to ask the grind.
They got to have them for them that already transfer in the transfer. Go back to the transfer portal. They don't go to got in the portal.
messing up some high school students.
Jamal. See, that's what's gonna separate Georgia. Georgia ain't got a whole bunch of people jumping in the portal now.
That's right.
So what's gonna happen is they're gonna have kids that's gonna be ready to play and continue to win. Alabama, they ain't got a whole lot of them jumping in the portal. So them schools like that, they gonna continue to win.
That's right now.
Mm-hmm. And see, these schools like this gonna be one and done. They're gonna be one and done. You won't see out there. You won't even see nothing else out of TCU. They done.
Mm-hmm.
They done. What?
All
Nick
right.
Saban and Kirby Smart got them believing they're not jumping in that portal now.
They
just not.
They just not.
They just not jumping. He absolutely correct about that now. They're not jumping in them, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you are with Nick Saban, and you convey that Georgia is the class of the SEC. What would you be doing? What do you think Nick Saban's view was? What did he say to you when he heard that from David Pollack?
Oh, yeah,
and we go to Coach Ike with regards to that.
He was ready to fight David on that. Right? He said, "Hey, guys, look at that. I like Nick." Hey, Nick went back Monday and said, "Man, we ain't having this. We ain't having this." Somebody finna spend a whole lot of money in Alabama to get some of them dogs in there. Hey, we ain't having this. So it's gonna be interesting next year.
All right, Coach E. Oh, you finished, Coach Ike?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Coach E. What's your thoughts with regards to that? That David Pollack makes his comment, and people not trying to say Georgia is a dynasty.
I'm surprised Nick Saban didn't call a practice the next day after he got back from California with him, because he's not gonna have his protege, you know. But Kirby Smart is a defensive guru, man.
Yeah,
I just have to give it to him. I watched him when he was the Alabama defensive coordinator. Florida had Tim Tebow down there, and Kirby was on the sideline one instant. He's told him, "Watch the jump pass, watch the jump pass." Tebow done the jump pass. Alabama, C.J. Mosley linebacker intercepted in the end zone. I say, look at this right here. Yep. Good film.
Kirby is a smart football coach. That timeout that he took against Michigan, right there before they were fit, that's what got Michigan out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't have called that timeout when Michigan faked that punt, Georgia would have been sitting at the house.
Yep.
That was a hell of a call. Very intuitive. He called. That was a good call.
Ohio State, you mean?
I mean Ohio State.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He couldn't have called that timeout. They were sitting at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Coach Julius Hall, what are your thoughts? It was on your birthday with regards to this.
Look how he's looking at it. Just look how he's looking at it. Look how he's looking at it. He's looking at him saying, "Are you a damn fool? Do you know what kind of calls I just put in? Do you know that I'm fit to be the most dominant coach for the next 10 years? You think Georgia fit to do something?" That's the way he was looking at him just now. Say, we fit to get all the players. We fit to give them cars, get their mama's houses. We fit to do it all. That's what they're doing. It's the highest bidder now. It's the highest bidder. Nick Saban fit to get them players. You think he's going to let Deion get all those players out there?
So I'm telling you, y'all better watch out for Deion Sanders.
Oh, Deion gonna be successful.
Deion finna bust something. Hey, you saw where the Pac-12 mad with Deion because he canceled the first game against TCU. He don't want to play TCU the first game. He want to play somewhere else. So they're changing the schedule, but the NCAA and the Pac-12 mad because Deion doing that.
All right.
Deion smart.
He is that now.
How he finna get me? See, he want to come out. He want to come out to shoot with a W.
All right. Well, we now move on. We move on to another area, and this is the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are second in the East. What's your thoughts with regard to that, Coach Ike and the Brooklyn Nets?
I'm gonna be real with y'all in that basketball, man. Y'all better ask Coach G and Coach Hall. I don't know nothing about no basketball. I don't even watch all of no NBA basketball. Now that part of this sports show, we go ahead. I'll be like Shay on that end. Coach G, what you think about the basketball?
All right. Well, we'll roll on. We go to Coach Julius Hall. The Brooklyn Nets.
Really? You come to me? Whose team is this, Jamal? Whose team is this, Jamal? Don't hold back. Whose team is this, Jamal?
Bernard Brown.
No, that's my team. I told y'all last year they were going to win it all. I told you last year they were going to win it all. But,
Mr. Producer, mute him. Mr. Producer, mute him. Mute him.
I want you to look at this again. If I could get this sorry one on the right to start playing a little better, unstoppable. Unstoppable if I could get Ben Simmons. He was such a delight coming out of high school. My partner down there in Florida sending me all the highlights of him and everything. Watch this kid here. Watch this kid here. Then he get there, and every time he look, he hurt. And something right. He worse than that boy in L.A. What that boy name? Anthony?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Sorry, self. But listen, KD hurt right now. I don't know how long he's gonna be out.
Yeah.
But listen, this is the team to beat because Kyrie Irving all that and a bag of chips. And a bag of chips. It's hard to put a player that can do what this boy do, man. This boy's like that.
Okay. So, Coach E, what's your thoughts with regard to the Brooklyn Nets? That's supposed to be a Julius Hall team, but you know.
Ooh, he got so many. But anyway, they got to stay healthy. They got to stay healthy, and they're going to have to contend with the Boston Celtics. The Celtics seem to be a team more on that mission this year to me. Yep. So it wouldn't surprise me if it came down to them in the Eastern Conference Championship.
All right.
And Boston was to take it. Boston just seemed like they got more fire to me.
Yeah.
They do, but they ain't no
win. And so we now move on, Coach E. We throw this out to you that folks are saying NFL players who want to coach black colleges, they need to have an understanding. What do you think they need to understand, Coach, with regards to NFL players who want to coach with black colleges? That there's something they need to be getting an understanding about.
They ain't gonna pay no money.
We gonna come to you, Coach. We gonna come to you, Papa.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing. But Dion set a high bar there now, so they gonna definitely get into Ed Reed. Just became the head coach of BCC. Boy, they need to build that facility up down there. I've just rolled through there maybe about 5 or 6 months ago, and I've never been to Jackson State, but BCC definitely needs to bring their facility up. We got a couple of high schools here in Duval County, DCPS high school facilities that was better than that there. Yeah.
So Coach E, what high school did your sister, what college did your sister go to?
My sister?
Yeah.
She went to EWC.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Right here at Waters College.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So are you a little prejudicial against Bethune-Cookman University and BCC? Why you got to be like that? Are you a little prejudicial?
No.
Have you been around Julius Hall that long that you're not prejudicial?
No, I'm definitely not. It was actually sad, really.
Okay.
To see it. That's all I'm saying. I'm hopefully Ed Reed will get there and get them alumni and get some sponsors in there to bring the facilities up. He probably won't bring it up to the level like Dion done Jackson State, but I would like to see that program come up though.
All right. So Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to this?
The black
colleges and NFL players who want to coach there, they need to have some understanding. The
only understanding they need to have is that don't bring your egos, just bring your talent. Don't bring your egos, bring your enthusiasm to make these schools thrive, make these schools these programs successful. That's the only understanding. I know Larry Little said something, but you need these coaches to go there. You need the coaches that are on that platform that everybody see every day, like Shannon Sharp coming to Savannah State, Sterling Sharp going to South Carolina State. Where he played at? He played at South Carolina or South Carolina State?
He played at South Carolina. Sterling played at South Carolina.
He can go to South Carolina State since they right down, right there in South Carolina. But you need these coaches, these ex-players, Jerry Rice, coaching in Mississippi somewhere. You need that. You got Emmitt Smith. You need to go on down there and coach somewhere in Florida. Where you play ball at, and these schools poured into you, and you went to the NFL, but you made the schools millions and millions of dollars. But you still need to go and do something to give back, and a lot of them not giving back. I just saw something where the young comedian from Africa went and built 2 or 3 schools out there, and every year he just go back and he builds schools. You don't have these players, all these athletes, all these entertainers doing that type of stuff here. You don't. They're all about themselves, and all they want to buy is tennis shoes and houses and cars and drink Dom Perignon. Anyway, I digress.
Okay. Coach Ike, what's your thoughts with regard to this? NFL players.
I think it's going to be a double-edged sword. And here's why. From the standpoint of this, if his vision is bigger than Bethune-Cookman's vision, it ain't going to work. Now, think about where he come from. His vision is going to be from the perspective of University of Miami. His vision ain't going to be what Bethune-Cookman. So now when you got an administration that ain't used to that kind of vision, now we got a problem. So then he going to get a bad taste in his mouth about HBCU, because after about 2, 3, 4 years, he done dropped some money out of his pocket. Now he mad with Bethune-Cookman. Well, Bethune-Cookman ain't got that kind of vision. Savannah State ain't got that kind of vision. Because if they had that kind of vision, they wouldn't be in the state of mind they in now.
Right.
So if Bethune-Cookman is serious about the vision that Ed Reed sold them on, then I think it'll be a great deal. Jackson State, the vision was good for Jackson State and Deion Sanders until Deion Sanders got a vision that's out of this world. So that vision kept getting bigger and bigger, and the beast kept getting bigger. And it's like, oh Lord, we can't handle this. So that's when Deion say, "Hey man, I'm out. Okay. So it's about can they handle the vision?
And so now we move to gymnasts at Fisk University. They now have competed with regards to gymnastic events, and this is the first HBCU have gymnastic team. So, Coach Ike, what's your thoughts with regards to that?
That's awesome, man. We have a lot of venues and a lot of avenues that our kids got to learn how to get into, other than just football, baseball, basketball, and that's what I tell our kids at Tappan County. That is more stuff. I mean, go play, especially our kids in baseball. They don't realize that we some of the best baseball players in the world.
Yes.
And we don't play baseball because we get discouraged or because we don't have that $1,000 glove. But it don't matter when you got kids over there in Puerto Rico catching a cardboard box, Right. So just go out and play. So I think anytime that we're able to compete at any level, I think it's an awesome event. I think that I don't know exactly.
Okay. So Julius Hall, this university, they now have a gymnastic team. The first HBCU to have a gymnastic team.
You see that smile on her face? She's saying, y'all thought we couldn't do this here. Y'all didn't know we are just pure athletes. That's what she's saying. Look at that smile on her face. She said, Number one in the vault. Number one in the vault. She had the highest score in the vault. So, it's just having these schools get a chance to compete in those particular sports. We got kids every day that are in gymnastics that don't go off to college. And if you're able to cultivate that talent and that athleticism in them here and have it at Savannah State, then maybe we'll see Savannah State there soon.
Right.
That's my thoughts.
Coach E, you down there with BCU, you down at EWC, Ed Waters, you down there Florida Memorial. So yeah, what's your thoughts with regards to this?
I don't know anything about gymnastics, but my 8-year-old grandbaby told me on Christmas Day that she want to take gymnastics. She's in
Okay.
a great swimmer. Dive, 12 feet water, swim. And
You gonna send a shout out to her? What's her name?
Kendall Michelle Demps.
Kendall Michelle Demps. We're gonna see Kendall Michelle Demps in about 10 years at probably the University of Florida or some HBCU down in Florida in gymnastics.
She already told me that I ain't gonna have to pay for her college. I said, well, why not? She said, I'm gonna get a scholarship in swimming, granddaddy. 8 years old thinking a scholarship that really took me to another height. Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as well, again, history being made right now in our presence.
Definitely.
And so we now come to, Dana White, who is one of the heroes of Bernard Brown, who's not on the show. Dana White, he slapped his wife publicly. What's up with that? Coach E, what's up with that?
Ooh. Hey, boy, now that was terrible. I looked at on the show about, it was either one day last week or early this week when I saw that. No man should.
We ask Jamal. Jamal can tell you.
No man should put his hand on a woman. And he blamed it on they was out drinking, and celebrating, and something happened, he blamed it. They're gonna always blame it on alcohol, Yeah.
All right. So again, we now go on to you, Coach Ike. What's your thoughts with regards to this? Again,
you don't keep putting your hands on her. She fixing to get paid.
Okay. That's his beloved wife. So that way, saying, hey, that's what's going on. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to this?
Well, I'm with Jamal. She said what she said. She said Stephen A. Smith is a coward because he didn't call it out because all he's doing is getting paid by ESPN and he don't want to bring it up. And she's dead right. This sister, she calls everything out. He slapped his wife up. I didn't see the video. I only read about it. And when it was on the news, I didn't look up in time, but I didn't see that they showed the video of it. But that's his wife, and she loves him. And she said it's all right. She's used to black eyes, so she'll be all right.
All right. So we're not dealing with the controversy because, again, people are going to say that, hey, you had Brett Favre who committed fraud. You got Dana White doing something publicly. But then here you go, black folks not even doing anything to that level, but they get attacked. And so we'll go on to Naomi Osaka made an announcement. She made an announcement that she's with child. And so she's going to take time off with regards to she's not going to be at the Australian Open, and Venus will not be there. What's your thoughts with regard to these two greats in tennis not being at the Australian Open and taking some time off?
Who you asking?
That is going to be Coach Julius Hall.
Oh, well, listen. Long as I can get Serena to come every now and then, it's all right. And as long as she wears a cat suit. Naomi, she didn't have it, and Venus was skinny, and she probably going to retire. Naomi going to have a baby, but Venus need to have a baby. I don't know why she ain't had a baby. She's 42 years old, but my take on it is I'm not gonna miss neither one of them.
The opinion of Coach Julius Hall is merely the opinion of Coach Julius Hall, not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. And guess what? We love the rest of y'all. We're now going to Coach Ike. What's your thoughts with regard to Naomi and Venus and what happened with them pulling out of the Australian Open?
Well, just looking at the research right here, I think like Coach Hall says, sitting back. I guess they want to start a family, and I get it. Mental health is something I talk about in my health class. That I think there are time periods that some of these professional athletes need to take for themselves to kind of get away from the big crowd, maybe get themselves some thoughts, have babies, whatever they want to do, and come back, maybe play at a higher level. But I think that's probably what she's probably doing in her mental health, just stressed out.
Yes. And Coach E, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts with regards to Naomi and Venus? Unlike Julius Hall.
I concur with Coach Ack there with what he said.
Okay.
Pretty much. Definitely. Have to get away. Don't know that mental health. Have to get away. We don't know. Yep.
Yes, indeed. So we're now winding down. We don't want our producer to jump on us. So we're at 9:27, and we need to go ahead. The last one we're going to do is now going. What's your views with regard to March Madness? What do you think is going to happen regarding March Madness? Because again, that transfer portal stuff comes into play with regards to all this. And so we take about 30 seconds for each one of you. What's your thoughts with regards to that, Coach E, Coach Stud?
March Madness. It's going to be competitive. This March Madness, one of our biggest sports in our, and we'll have a good March. Even with the transfer portal, they're going to still give us that March Madness, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach Ike, what's your thoughts with regards to March Madness and with regards to what's the outcome? What do you see taking it? Who do you see taking it? What type of teams will take it?
I think with the transfer portal and the things going the way it's going, that it evens the playing field, just like you just said with Duke and all them. So now these kids, you're going to probably have somebody, it might make it even more interesting, because you're going to have a team that's going to make it to the Final Four. It's like, ooh, where they come from? Then you're going to look up and there's going to be 4 or 5 5-stars on the basketball team. Or it might be a guy on the team that might have played for Duke, not he there. So I think it's going to make it a little more interesting. You don't know. It's them people this transfer portal stuff is killing them people in Vegas, because you don't know what this team going to do. You don't know what's going to happen. And I think that's what's going to make it more interesting, I would say.
All right. So, Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to what we see now happening with regard to March Madness and the log jam and young athletes not getting there? So what do you perceive for March Madness? Who do you think will be running the show?
It's too early to talk March Madness. You got the top 4 teams going to be Alabama, Purdue, Kansas, and Houston. That's what they're predicting. Alabama, Purdue, Kansas, and Houston. Now, I don't know whether that's going to stay, because you got 15, 16 games left in the college season. So we got to sit back and wait, because anything can happen on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Any team can be anything. It ain't like football. You need skills in those football positions. But in basketball, if you hot, ain't nobody going to beat you if you hot. If you shooting them threes, hey. So it's a little too early, but we'll be there.
Okay. And so we are winding down. This has been a segment of Coach Julius Hall, Coach E, Coach Stud, and Coach Isaac Farrell on Ebony Sports Reporters. Glad to have you all. We'll be back next week. And as always, we say, understand, Julius Hall has about 50 teams in the NBA. NBA. 70 in the NFL, and 30 in Major League Baseball. And when it comes to colleges, he has 100 college teams.
Hey, finally, Georgia. I'm happy for Georgia, but you remember Georgia Southern got 6 of them. They got 2.
So I put it on out there.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's call it like it is.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for having me. I enjoyed it. Coach Ack, next time I'm in the area, I want to meet you, man.
Come on, anytime.
Most definitely, man.
And we'll pass on his number to you. So again, Ebony Sports Reporters, glad to have you all. We'll see you all next week, and we'll see what happened with regard to predictions that have been made by Coach Julius Hall and his 15 teams that are playing this weekend.
Oh no, I didn't give you no predictions. Except for my teams. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you got 15 teams.
I'm gonna give y'all the winners: San Francisco, Jacksonville, Buffalo, New York Giants, Cincinnati, And I'm gonna hold back on the last one. Tampa Bay and Dallas is the surprise one.
Okay. All right. Ebony Sports Reporters
next week of the winner. Y'all, I already got it ready. All right.
And y'all have a great MLK Junior weekend. Again, be safe. Glad to have everybody joining us. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right.
I like that.